Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Well, here we go. Welcome to the KVJ After the Chill Podcast.
Welcome, everybody.
Back from a nice long weekend.
Yeah.
I had some different stuff going on. I got the hell out of town. Went back to Columbus. Hang out there for a while.
What did you do for your Thanksgiving meal? Did you have it in a restaurant? Did you have it in a house?
Yeah, no, it was kind of challenging. We wound up staying at the hotel where we were because my parents live about 45 minutes away, south kind of in the middle of nowhere. And they've got dogs and cats, 2 dogs and a cat. And, my wife is allergic like you are.
I'm so bad. If I had to go have Thanksgiving at a house with 2 dogs and a cat, I'd be like, just shoot me.
Yeah, my wife feels the same way. And 2 of the kids have got allergies. So that's a challenge. So they came up and they met us there. And it's kind of weird when you're in a different city and you got no place. So we kind of had lunch in the hotel, chilled there in like the lobby area there, kind of like a lounge area for a while. And then we went to dinner at a sports bar that we found open because hardly any place was open on Thanksgiving.
I noticed that too.
Yeah.
Trying to get different kind of foods on Thanksgiving. It's hard. The mom and pops are not open usually, and some chain restaurants will be, but not all.
Yeah. Yeah, so we called around to a ton of places, only found a few that were open. But it was good enough, so that was fine.
Hotels, I think, are always your best bet.
Oh, good call.
That's
Like,
what I think.
If you went to a Marriott or something, they're going to have some dinner there.
Go to
food.
the fanciest hotel in the area. They're going to have a dinner or a brunch on a holiday.
That Marriott brunch. My mom and Ann would have thought the most miraculous thing had ever happened on this planet. They talked about that like it was gospel. The brunch at the Marriott.
Big deal, huh?
Oh my gosh, was it a big deal?
Yeah, they closed their kitchen at 11 a.m. So
What?
luckily we got there in time to get something to eat, and then we got dinner at another place.
You got to go to a bigger hotel.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, this is a nice one. This is a pretty big hotel right across from the stadium. So I don't.
That's weird.
Yeah, if we would have gone somewhere else, I don't know if we'd had any other luck.
Huh.
So I was just surprised. Yeah, they shut it down at 11. So, but it worked out all right. It was all good. Then Friday we did a little bit of shopping, and then did bar hopping. It was Columbus was pretty crazy. It was a big game because it was the Michigan game.
And you guys won. I mean, that's your big rivalry.
It was, yeah. Not only they won, they whooped their ass. Yeah,
Good.
It was pretty good. Yeah, it was crazy. I'd never been there when they stormed the field. So they stormed the field at the end. It was really cool because there was 106,000 people there, and so to have that on the field, and then they were playing like Sweet Caroline, and the whole stadium is singing along to it. That's pretty cool, like being that kind of environment. I posted a video of it up on my personal Instagram.
Now, your son goes to Michigan.
Yes, my oldest, yeah.
Did he wear Michigan gear? Because when I was talking to you a little bit as you guys were getting ready to leave the other day, and there was questions about whether or not he was going to be let in the hotel. Because when you go, you guys stay at the same hotel that the players stay at, and no one is allowed to enter that hotel wearing Michigan gear.
Yeah, he did, and the guy that we kind of stay with, kind of the person that accommodates us, he's like no blue, like no Michigan gear. So to be polite, and he's not my son. He goes to Michigan, but he's not a diehard
Football,
sports fan.
yeah.
Yeah, and the thing that I've come to realize with him going to Michigan people don't take this game as seriously as Buckeye people. And they may hear it and they may argue it, but they don't. Ohio people are insane about this game.
Gotcha.
It's everything
Gotcha.
to them. And, I even saw some Michigan people online were just like going, what assholes? Like, Buckeye people are complete assholes. Like, it's not the end of the world. And somebody's like going, they act like it's everything. Like, if they lose this game, like, the world will stop tomorrow. And that's kind of how they feel about it. And Buckeye people feel that way. Michigan people, like, they're rich, so they don't care. They're like, no, well, it was a football game. So it is a big deal for Buckeye people. Got nothing else going on.
Yeah, when it's all you have, it is a big deal.
It is.
Perspective is everything,
Yeah.
baby.
So that was cool to be in that environment, kind of checking that out. I came back and Jaber told me he's been having recurring dreams about my mom.
I had a couple dreams about your mom. Very bizarre.
Yeah?
She kept on trying to tell me something. Every time she'd get close to me, either a tornado would chase her off or military planes would come around and start firing, and she would never be able to get her message, but I could tell she was singing something to me, and it was so bizarre. She sounded like she was singing something out of like 1930s Disney, like a very angel-esque.
Get away from my son.
Yeah, something along those lines. And I had that dream a few times over the break, and I don't know why I'm dreaming about your mother.
That is kind of odd.
Yeah,
And it's kind of random.
And it was
It's
definitely
like,
it was your mom in the dream. She was trying to get me a message.
you know, a lot of times they say that some of those dreams are your subconscious that's trying to tell you something. So it's kind of like lending hints that maybe you're not picking up on while you're awake. And it's like going, hey, dummy, this is something you got to figure out.
I will say I've been having some really weird dreams because the last 2 or 3 weeks I have gone into a terrible rut of insomnia. It's been awful. I go through these bouts every now and then, and I am struggling with sleep big time. The last couple of days have been a little bit better, and sometimes when I'm struggling with sleep, I go under quick. I come out quick, but the dreams in between are fucking weird, man. And I think that's what's going on with your mom.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
That is kind of odd.
Maybe there's a message she wants to give me.
I don't know. Every now and then you have some weird dreams, but it's probably a piece of like, you know, whatever you're doing. Like last night, I don't remember a ton of whatever this dream was. I was in a dream where there was a lot of guns. Like I had guns and machine guns and all that stuff. But then, you know, earlier in the day, I was watching Narcos.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's
It
weird.
bleeds in.
So I was during that time period, I was sick. I had a fever. I was watching Narcos. There was a part in Narcos I remember watching because I liked the relationship with the mom and Pablo Escobar. I'm like, oh, they're so close. Maybe all that subconsciously spit out that dream.
Yeah, probably.
Military planes. There's planes in Narcos.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Play
Possibly.
Narcos in your dream.
Yeah. It's all there.
She wanted to give me a message though, mijo.
Jaber with his new Narcos slang. I have a few I didn't finish up on. Let's see how you do because you did great earlier.
Don't give up on me, Coach, because I'm going to continue to watch Narcos and I'm going to pay attention to the words more.
Yeah, I'm fully. I did a little bit of the Spanish stuff. I got a little bit back into it last week, but today I'm jumping all the way back in. I even have downloaded some of the Spanish podcasts. I'm going to start listening to that like nonstop in the car. And somebody even text me like 20 great movies to watch if you're trying to learn Spanish.
Oh, wow.
Because Narcos is great because a lot of it is in Spanish and they put the subtitles up. So, yeah, you do start to, after a while, pick up on some stuff.
How many times do you think I had to rewind Narcos? And I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait, what?
What'd he say?
What the who is this guy? There's still a few people that's been in the series the entire time, and I don't know who they are in the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens when you binge watch. You do kind of miss some of the elements of the whole program, in my opinion. It's a lot coming at you.
There is a lot. Yeah, there is a lot. And there's different characters you got to learn and know. And
I know.
yeah, especially when they're laundering the money, how they did it. Okay, Sapo. What is a Sapo? Is that a foot soldier, a drug runner, or a rat or a toad?
A Sapo. It's a foot soldier.
Sapo is...
Damn it, I haven't got one fucking right.
Are you even watching Narcos?
God, what a puto.
Yeah, okay.
I think that means fucker.
I think puta means bitch.
Puta means bitch.
Yeah, there was a couple that I saw, and it's like going, oh, you know, I'm not sure. Is that bad? Like, can I say chulo? Can
Yeah,
you
I
say
know there's a lot
all
of
this kind of stuff. Do you see?
It's
like,
so fun to say, though.
Well, you can't probably do that one.
Careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Sapo, S-A-P-O. That is basically a toad or a rat.
Okay.
You sapo.
Un pendejo.
Okay.
Okay, is that A, someone who's cowardly or timid or maybe a little bit slow? B, a dish made with rice, or a snitch?
That's a snitch. Upendejo. You are upendejo.
Un pendejo. No, that's somebody who's a little on the slow side.
I guess I'm upendejo.
So it applies. We're going to get you a pandeo.
I mean, wow. I am really.
You've not gotten one yet.
Can you give me like manana?
Un billet. Is that A, a bullet?
That's a bullet. I don't even need the other options. That's a bullet. Oh, shit. Coño.
That's a large amount of money.
All right.
Okay. What about a fresco? Fresco. They say fresco. Is that A, lunch outside, B, an expensive painting, or someone who's chilled or relaxed?
Say it one more time. The name.
Fresco.
Someone who's chilled or relaxed. Denny's is very fresco. Denny's is a fresco guy.
He got one right.
Yes!
Yeah. There you go.
Yay!
Yeah. It's an alternative word for tranquilo,
Okay.
which would be somebody who's calm,
You tell me, cut
tranquil.
now. You tell me, cut now.
You
Can you
sound
imagine?
weird. You sound really weird trying to speak Spanish. It doesn't flow.
I'm working on it.
It feels like, I don't know, nails on a chalkboard.
It's easy for you to say, mijo.
I'm not a man. If it ends in O, it's masculine.
Well, I think if it applies. Didn't you just say that to me?
If it applies. Somebody else texted in here or sent us an email, said, hey, it's just about that time of year when Suit sings Christmas shoes.
You're right.
Oh, that's right.
We don't want it. We need it.
We can't kick off the holidays without a little Christmas shoes from Suits.
Suits
Yeah.
is got.
That's when you know it's time.
Suits has got the best singing voice. He gets into it. He puts the passion in there. The kid don't have a bad voice to boot.
I know. I go to cocktails and karaoke.
Yeah, so that's from Brandon in West Palm, so we'll have to get there.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yes. Yeah, and somebody saying, yeah, pendejo is a bad word. I thought so. Thought that was.
What does that mean?
Say. Pendejo is the one. It's the way you say it is like for somebody who's like slow or whatever.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I think, we have words like that too. You just would not say on the radio or in common company.
Yeah.
It works for if you're, in the narcos. They use some hard language like puto and things like that.
But doesn't puto? I thought puto
very-
either meant pussy or like fuck.
I think puto, from what I get, is a derogatory term. It's like a male prostitute.
Okay, puto. It says fucking.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Puto is fucking?
I think you can use it in a different way. Like you puto.
And, sometimes offensive for homosexuals. That would be like their, F word that you would not say.
Oh no, I did not mean to say that. I swear it's Narco's fault. I'm just learning. I swear I apologize if I've offended.
Yeah, that's why, and they put in some language in there. It's probably like if you would go back and do the harsh language that, we had people using probably the same kind of, times of.
You still hear it though in movies, the modern day stuff. The language you're not supposed to say, you still hear it in stuff.
Yeah, because honestly, if you go in those kind of like circles, I mean, you want realism in it, and yeah, it's not PC and whatever.
It's not pretty.
But you got to
No.
realize that a lot of times in those groups, they don't give a shit about the PC movement.
It's the cartel, puta.
If you're making an R-rated movie and you're trying to keep it legit, you're gonna probably use some terrible words.
You should.
Yeah, pendejo is kind of like a dumbass or an asshole, somebody said, and then puto is like a bitch.
Okay, all right.
Mondicon, which I've heard before, they've used that a good bit on Narcos.
I remember playing baseball down at Broward, and I had a bunch of guys that were from Colombia, and when they would strike out, they'd walk back to the puto. Like, man, what are you saying? And one time I knew all these words, all the swear words, just from playing baseball.
Just the baseball ones.
Yeah, just what the swear words. But I had forgotten until I was watching Narcos.
Yeah, so I mean that's the interesting thing, and the thing that I start to realize a little bit too is that I think when you're talking about in Spanish language from country to country, because some people say, that means this or that, but it's like. Keep in mind, like some of the stuff is like Medellin, like somebody's saying, the sapo, that is actually a frog, but it's like it meant toad, and then it's translated down, they use it as a rat. So it's like
Different regions have
Right.
different
Slang.
slang.
Right. So that might be it. So if you're watching and you may go, wait, that's kind of weird. And so that's the kind of thing I get. Yeah. So you're probably right. If you speak Spanish from a certain region that, that might mean what that is, in that area. But, that's the interesting thing. I think it does kind of change. Okay, let me see. Talking about fighting in a bar, you'd had that question where somebody had been shoved and then they punched them back.
Yes.
Just to let you know, will you get in trouble for something like that? I remember we had that discussion.
Yeah,
before
is
we went on
pushing
break.
ever a time? Are you able, if someone pushes
Yeah.
you, are you ever allowed to haul off and hit them?
Yeah. And I thought probably only if hitting were the only way that you could get yourself out of a dangerous situation. And you'd have to prove that you thought that your life was in danger or whatever. So you can only use enough defense to get out of the situation. Ben is emailing in from Royal Palm. He said, a guy I grew up with got pushed by a drunk guy in a bar. The guy I knew punched him back, just like Jaybird's friend. The drunk guy who was punched fell to the ground, hit his head, and died from head trauma.
Oh, shoot.
The guy I knew went to prison for 2 years for manslaughter. One punch is all it took.
That's got to be tough, man.
So that's your answer. Yeah, you really, if somebody pushes you, you can't.
I guess it's all going to be interpretation, too. If someone pushes you and then it looks like they're about to pounce on you as well, and you're kind of in an area where you can't get out, that's going to, your interpretation is, I was fearing for my safety.
Yeah, I think you can only kind of give back what you've already received, and I think you can only pretty much use it to protect. That's pretty much where they are.
Is it illegal if someone just walked up to Virginia and go, "What's up, fuckface"? Can they get arrested for that, or that's freedom of speech, or is that at that point inciting or instigating some kind of a bad moment?
Words are words, and if someone's just yelling fuckface at you, you kind of have to take it.
Yeah.
As soon as it gets physical, I think the aggressor is the one who's going to be in trouble.
But I always isn't there that law where can't cops get you for obscene language, or is that a fake thing?
No, I don't know of any place where you can get arrested. I mean, you could have, for instance, a place that you could use obscene language and they can try to kick you out of, and you're like, I'm not leaving. And then all of a sudden they get you for trespassing.
That's what I mean. Yeah, they won't get you for saying the words, but they'll put some kind of charge, either trespassing or harassment or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think, just for like doing that. Because, I mean, you go to a football game. I mean, that was the one thing I was reading, the one text I was talking about. It was from a Michigan fan that was at a game. And they were just like, I couldn't believe what some people were saying to me. And, even a 10-year-old like told me to suck it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the one you go after, though, the 10-year-old. That's when you fight back with, oh, fuck you, kid.
Yeah, so that was it. Yeah, they were there.
What a mess.
It actually was kind of funny. It was just like a series of tweets from a Michigan fan that was just completely mortified. They could not believe the behavior of Buckeye fans.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I mean,
That's
come
pretty
on.
funny.
They were just like from the language.
How
to
do they
just
not know?
everything.
That's why I hate being the visiting team, because, I mean, it's just rough to walk into. But then you're walking into your rival, and your rival is real redneck, and they are going to come for you.
Possibly drunk.
Possibly
And
very
high.
drunk.
Yeah.
I just think there's some situations that maybe you just shouldn't walk into.
Well, it's tough. I mean, you just have to realize that.
You go to the game next year when it's back in Michigan. How about
Yeah,
that?
that's what they said. They're like, I will never go see a Michigan game in that stadium again.
That's probably a good move. Maybe you should have had that thought before you walked your dumb ass in there.
That's almost like when someone goes to a comedy show and I cannot believe you're making jokes. You're so offensive. What's a comedy show?
Yeah.
You were making racially charged jokes. Well, that's what a lot of comedians do.
Yeah, and some fan bases are, more, awful than others.
Oh,
Yes.
agreed.
Unfortunately, I can't. There are a lot of things. I'm not defending any of the stuff that the Buckeyes did, and there's a lot of them that I see. It's kind of embarrassing.
I mean, Philadelphia's got some fucked up shit they've done. Their fans, the Phillies,
Yeah.
their fans.
Yeah, there's like Philadelphia. I think Boston is rough, and I know Raiders, Oakland Raiders. Those are tough fan bases, and you just
I
got
think
to.
the Eagles, too.
And the
Yeah,
Jets.
Philly. Yeah, anything
And the
Philly.
Jets.
The Jets will be real vocal. They'll let you know they're from New York. They live in Florida, but
If your team is playing any of those teams, don't go to the away game.
or go, but don't go knowing you're gonna fucking get some shit thrown at you.
Yeah, you just got to know, and then you just got to just don't engage.
If you like drama, though, which I know some people do, you should go because you will definitely get drama.
I just wouldn't take it personal. You're going into the pit, baby, and when you're in the pit, some shit's gonna happen.
Ugh, it just sounds like the most awful thing to me. Going to an away game and having the other team's fans be really loud and vocal and attacking, and you're just getting it from the
Some
right
people
and the
love
left
it.
and the
Some need it.
Some people love drama, and so if that's you and you love that, then definitely go. Me, I'm gonna stay away.
Yeah, I think too, and especially if your team is just getting their ass handed to them, like it'd be an awful way to be.
Yeah, those poor Michigan people, they really had a rough Saturday.
Yeah, it was just Andrew Woolley, and he said, so he apparently there was a Buckeye kid and his dad, and I had offered to take their photo. They were trying to get a photo, and they were going to do a selfie, and I offered them, and this is somebody who's dressed in Michigan gear, and the dad just laughed and said to his kid, "You don't want him to touch your phone." I tried to laugh it off, telling the dad, "Okay, I'm a professional photographer, but whatever." That same 10-year-old kid yelled, "Suck it" to me no less than a dozen times during the game.
Oh, boy.
So they were not impressed with the fan base. There you go. And then this is on, and then they put it on Twitter, and then all the Buckeye fans jumped on them.
That's funny.
Yeah, stop. Shelly said, "Hey, what were some of the biggest stunts you guys have done?" I mean, back in the day, we did a bunch of stuff. Probably started with the Man in White, where I was dressed up in the white, went around and handed out the money, and then caused the riot at the mall.
People were crushed. It was awesome.
Yeah, there you go. That was just kind of part of the fun back in the day. Jaybird in the popcorn box. There at the Cobb Theater, trying to eat his way out of that, and then he fell out. We had to take him to the hospital.
I heard from every boss they were Clear Channel
Yeah.
at the time. I didn't know we had 9 bosses.
Oh yeah,
And it was
Very
more like
concerned.
you need to sign something immediately when you get out of the hospital. I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah. That's some big stuff. We did some other stuff that was just kind of like on the show that wasn't as. We had the one wrestling bit that we done where the wrestling went crazy and it turned into a street fight.
Well, nobody told us that these wrestlers don't know wrestling's fake. These wrestlers were real fighting.
The one I did to get on the show, the Taco Bell stunt.
That was awesome.
But you know what, though? We weren't even allowed to air. It aired twice, and I remember the third time, and I knew nothing about radio, what was going on. I remember during that whole contest, I would sit out in the bullpen area. I didn't know what you guys are talking about in the studio because it was a contest. And you just announced on the radio how you were getting ready to replay it for the third time. And our old boss, Dave Denver, sprinted to the studio, and the door opened, and all I heard him say is, "You cannot play that again."
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it showed the cracks in the foundation of the management team at Taco Bell.
Well, the manager at Taco Bell was 19 years old, and she really thought I was from corporate. And I had I did prints of their actual corporate with the corporate letterhead on top. So she really thought it was real. And yeah, they didn't. I actually went to 2 Taco Bells that day. One didn't. We didn't air one of them.
Wow.
Yeah, that guy was on to me. The first Taco Bell, I was there for 2 hours. The second Taco Bell, the guy was finally on to me about 30 minutes in.
Okay.
And then I'm like, we got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, so those were some of the ones that we had done, and we taped a cell phone underneath the sink at the Cracker Barrel, and that didn't go as expected. Cops thought it was a detonator.
The Mark McGuire one.
Yeah, we did the steroid darts. Yeah, that one I would do again. That we could do. I mean, that did get us. Roger Dean Stadium did not like that, and we had some issues with them for a while. So they thought that was very unflattering of somebody who was in their organization.
But, it's not a reflection of the stadium.
No.
It's a reflection of the man.
Yeah,
The man is not the stadium. The stadium is not the man.
McGuire's a liar.
yeah,
That's a weird chanting.
yeah. We had hypodermic. What is it? Those
The
needles.
needles.
Yeah,
And the cardboard cutout of Mark McGuire, and we're out front.
Butt darts.
Yeah, butt darts.
And if you could get the steroid on the butt, you would win. But we got shut down before we could get to that.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's tough. I think with everybody else, what you're seeing is just it's tougher to do those things because people see today they make such a corporate uproar. It's like with anything that they do, and it causes major issues, and then it's gotten to the point where a lot of air talents now just get fired, and When we were young, when we were young, I didn't have anything to lose. So if they had fired me, I'd be like, fuck it, I'd pack up my car and drive off.
The worst is when you do a stunt, you film it, you get it done, and then you find out after they'll
Can't
agree,
run it, yeah.
they'll agree to it, and then after it's done, they're like, yeah, I just don't want you to run it, and you're just like, fuck. it's a long waste of time.
Yeah, and if you waste that much time, and then you're going, that was supposed to be a big part of tomorrow's show or the day after, and you're like, well, now something's got to give. You don't have
That does
anything to fill
happen.
anything to fill that slot. You just did
Sometimes
that
people
for
get
nothing.
scared too. They want to be a part of a bit. They're like, I'm definitely in. That's around 11 a.m. Right around 3 p.m. they're dodging your call, and then around 7 p.m. they say, yeah, I talked it over with my wife. I can't do it.
I'm not allowed.
I'm not allowed to
Yeah.
do it.
I got another email that says, is Kenny Rogers dead?
No, Kenny Rogers is not dead.
The
Yeah.
restaurant is in this area. They
Okay.
break beans.
Yeah, the man's still alive, though.
He's still alive, and he
As far as we
got
know.
plastic surgery, so he doesn't really look like himself anymore.
He's
but
old young.
He's old young.
Have you ever had his beans?
I'm not a big bean girl.
You would be. I'm not a big bean girl either. These are really good beans. They're barbecue.
Yeah.
Pictured you a big bean girl.
I don't love beans.
Panda loves beans.
But these, have you ever had them, Kev? Kenny Rogers?
His beans? No, I don't think so. There was only one place that when I lived in Fresno in the mid-'90s, they had a Kenny Rogers there. But
That's when it was popular here, mid-'90s.
yeah, but I haven't really even seen one since, and I never even went when it was there. I was like, Kenny Rogers, the gambler?
Every day after high school, I'd go get those barbecue beans every single day.
Every day?
There was...
Yeah, I remember I saw my buddy, he was eating that, and I'm like, what do they call it? I'm like the gambler? And he's like going, yeah, so like when you eat those beans, you might be gambling shit in your pants.
They're so good, these barbecue beans. I swear by
That's what we
them.
called them, a side order of the gamblers.
Do they make you fart?
I don't remember.
They lit my friend up. I remember that, my buddy. Because I'm like going, yeah, you getting a side order of the gamblers?
Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people can take a bean and it's no problem.
I'm not a, it did not do anything to me. Yeah.
You're not a big farter.
I'm really not, no.
That's a good quality.
Well, thanks.
Listen up, ladies. He's single and he doesn't fart a lot.
That is a big plus.
Are you single?
I don't fart a lot. Oh, come on. Yes, I'm single. Come on.
Nothing's changed over the break?
Why don't you just get off of my ass? Can we talk about beans
It's
again?
a fun place to live. I love living in your ass.
Planet ass.
You said I had a big butthole earlier. I was very offended. My butthole's very, very small.
Got an email from Kentucky John. He said, hey, Jaybird, do you think Bigfoot has a regular peen or one of those red rocket things like a dog?
Oh, it's a great question. I personally don't think it's the red rocket. I think it's more like a human, but with a lot of fur on it, real big.
Like all the way up, so it would be just like a dog's.
I don't think it has. I think it's probably...
Nothing comes out of it.
I think it's got some hair on it, but I think there's some flesh on there. I mean, I can't prove it. That's just my own theory.
Tell us about Bigfoot's balls.
Oh, extremely hairy and very
Yeah,
large.
I think very hairy, but I think any animal that, like all the males, you think about like horses and things like that, and it's a fleshy individual. I don't know of anyone that is covered with hair, and if it is, then you got a red rocket. And that would be my thing.
I'd say it's not. I'd say it's fleshy.
You'd say it's fleshy.
I would.
So he has a fleshy tool.
Yes, I would
Doesn't
say
go
so.
red rocket.
There is some Bigfoot erotica out there, by the way. If you are looking to get a little weird.
That is very weird.
How did you find that?
Okay. For this show, you find a lot of weird shit.
For this show.
I am always researching.
Bigfoot erotica.
Look at his Google search engine. I guarantee you Bigfoot dick is in there.
I'll send you some of this literature
Photos?
of Bigfoot porn. Sure.
Video?
I don't know if they have Bigfoot like video porn. I'm sure you'll find something on Pornhub of somebody in a costume, fucking something. I'm
Okay.
sure.
I assume that's just for comedic purposes.
I think wow factor.
Okay.
I don't think many people would get off to that.
Yeah, I would. If that legitimately turned you on, wouldn't you? I mean, there's got to be people out there that are alarmed by what they're turned on by, right?
Oh, yes. I think some
Like
people
they're-
have to come to grips with the things they are turned on
They're
with.
turned on by it, and they're ashamed that they're turned on.
As soon as it's over, oh my gosh, what have I done?
Can you imagine if it actually made that sound effect?
It'd be fun at parties.
Would that be weird, or would you try to mask it up?
I think most people would mask
You
it
don't
up.
want to put something on because you don't want anybody to hear that?
I think most-
Especially when you were like a teenager and you'd come too quick.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want anybody to know.
No.
Been going so anyway. Oh. You just want to turn the music up or something,
Bigfoot.
right?
Ah, Bigfoot up, dog.
Oh, it's over. All right, well, fun to be back. Got
It
the
is.
full-packed week going on here. Make your plans early. We're going to do cocktails and karaoke at Blue Martini Boca Town Center Mall. 7 o'clock, no cover before 8 on Friday. And then on Saturday, it is Wish Boca right off of Meisner Park. Got some drink specials going to be going on there. And might be taking over the music coming up this Saturday, too. We're in talks to do that. So that might be a kind of a personal, kind of like little house party feel. Cool. We're going to start doing it Wish Boca. So I'll let you know more about that later on this week. That comes down. Otherwise, you guys have an amazing day, and we'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.